the highly main event that everybody's waiting for. It's for the vacant USBF Intercontinental Heavyweight title featuring hometown fighter Rydell Super Mays Jr. versus Knoxville's very own Jaden Booth.
Oh shit, here we go again. Jealous running up they nose again. Some niggas just ain't chose to win, but I'm one of them niggas that's supposed to win. Test me, nigga, can go toe to toe. Knuckle up, head up, go blow for blow. Wanna go get guns, better quit son, cause I got a big gun, better slow your roll. Get your mind on something, be about to change. If you can't do that, get up out the game. If you ain't getting nothing out the game, then you really don't know nothing about the game. These niggas wanna beat me, but they know it ain't that easy. It's so hard for them to see me, but they still watch me like TV, and it's okay as long as they don't play with me, because I don't play. They try to stick me for my cheese, but that's the wrong way. But that's the wrong way. Don't play, cause I spray nothing but drama.
At 42 years old, professional fighter, husband, and father, Roy King Jr. passed away. Much respect to any professional fighter that steps within these ropes. Rest in peace, Roy.
Shots up in the car before we pick up the who ain't got go grab a glizzy and get alert.
Right now, like the $1 million question that everybody want to know is, what are you feeling? Like, you're what, like a week, 2 weeks out from the fight? Like, what are you feeling right now?
Man, really at this point, I'm kind of, it's just kind of like I'm in the mindset of, all right, now I'm ready to get back. Like, I'm ready to fight. Like, I'll fight tomorrow if I could. Like, that's my whole mindset at this point. Like, I've kind of went through the whole, like, roller coaster of emotions and thinking about really as much as I can and really filling in the blanks, just because, like, as you know, the majority of it I don't remember. I hadn't been able to recall yet. So a lot of it has just been, you know what I'm saying, filling in the blanks just from what people have told me and talking to people, and then just really looking at it from a perspective of, man, this is all a part of it. Like it come with it. I know the possibilities. I know the risks that I take every time I get in the ring. So, man, it's just part of it. You know what I'm saying? I was never in a state where I was like down about it. Like the possibility of losing was always there. Like, you getting in a ring with other professional fighters, like, it's always a possibility. So I just looked at it from a perspective of, like, I lost the fight. Like, the circumstances surrounding me losing the fight, or what caused me to kind of go into the state I was, the concussion, the punch in the back of the head that caused the concussion. I don't blame my opponent. Like, I don't take nothing away from him. I don't in my heart, I don't feel like it was an intentional, you know what I'm saying, act. But it happened, and that's what, you know what I'm saying, that's what caused it. Without that, do I feel like the outcome definitely would have been different? Yeah, I definitely feel that way. I feel like most people feel that way. But, you know what I'm saying, that's just not how the cookie crumbled. So, really the only thing I can do is kind of, you know what I'm saying, take it on the chin and move forward. Like, you know what I'm saying, I'm a warrior, I'm a fighter.
knowing that, like, originally, I mean, of course you didn't remember much that happened from the fight, and now that you've watched the fight, how do you feel about it, the fight itself?
Man, it was funny to me when I was watching it, because I was like, dang, I was beating him up. Like, and I really did not remember that. Like, from my own memory, I only could recall about the first 2.5 minutes of the fight. Really after I gave the ref stopped it, gave him a standing 8 count, and then after that I really couldn't recall much else. Like, I couldn't recall anything else from the fight. I remember literally waking up in the CAT scan machine at the hospital, and then from there it was kind of like a panic situation, trying to figure out where I was at, and I actually woke up strapped down in the CAT scan machine. I woke up throwing up, so it was kind of like a panic of what's going on, where am I at, what happened.
Dice is on the beat.
So we know, like, your children are like your biggest fans, right? Like, they stand and represent your name to the fullest. Have they saw the fight yet? And if so, how did they react to it?
Man, they I think they saw clips of it, and they were definitely worried and concerned, calling me. They just wanted to know I was okay. Like, and then when I talked to them, I think I really didn't get to talk to them until mid-morning on Saturday. And the biggest thing, they were just telling me, like, Daddy, I love you. You still the champ. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that kind of lifted my spirits up a little bit. But just knowing that no matter what, I'm going to always be, you know what I'm saying, the champ to them. They're always going to be my biggest fans. So, I mean, at the end of the day, like, I feel like I'm doing something to make them proud. That's what's most important to me, win or lose.
Yeah, definitely. So, of course, a majority of the responses and the feedback was in support of you. However, we do know that there were some people that were, like, taking jabs and shots at you and making, like, the more negative comments. Like, did you see those comments? And if so, like, what is your response to that? Or if you didn't see them, what would be your response to anyone that's kind of taking jabs at you at this time?
Man, I really haven't seen any of the negative comments, just because they hadn't came to me directly. But I mean, I knew that's a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no matter how you're doing, no matter, you know what I'm saying, the positive things you're doing, like, when you're successful, there's always people sitting back waiting and wanting to see you fall. So I mean, that's just a part of it. It definitely can't come close to the amount of love and support that I get, which is, you know what I'm saying, greatly appreciated. But yeah, I mean, I know the negativity really just comes from this. Is most of the time it's envy. People aren't getting the attention that they feel like they should from the things that they're attempting to do in their own life. So a lot of times they want to see other people not have success, or they want to see other people fall. So man, even those people, man, I wish them nothing but the best, man. I don't have no, you know what I'm saying, ill will or ill intent for any of those, you know what I'm saying, negative people. Especially now, if they were fighters, it'd be different, because I tell them we can fight. You know what I'm saying, like it. But everybody, you know what I'm saying, like, y'all know how I get down when it comes to that. But outside of that, man, it's all love. Like, I don't wish bad on nobody, man. I'm in a dangerous sport, you know what I'm saying, where, you know what I'm saying, a fellow fighter that I know just lost his life from an injury he sustained in a fight over a year ago. So I can't afford to wish bad on anybody else, because I'm doing something where I'm risking my life every time I step in the ring, and there's not too many people willing to do anything that dangerous, anything like that. So I definitely want to keep good karma.
So watching the moment where you were pretty much where they considered like a knockout, like watching that, of course you don't know what you're feeling in that moment, but how did you feel kind of seeing yourself in a state where you've never had to see yourself before? Because we know street fights, you're probably undefeated, and you were undefeated as a boxer. How did it feel like looking at yourself in that moment, like that defeated moment?
Man, to me it was just crazy. Like I said before, it's a possibility, but I didn't see it in the future, in my future. And then just looking at my face, I saw it, seemed like I just wasn't there. Like it seemed like I was completely out of it, like my mind was somewhere else. But just looking at myself in that state, it was just kind of like, dang, that's crazy. But that's the reality of it. Like it can happen to anybody. You know what I'm saying? It can happen to any other fighters. So I didn't really just take a mindset of, dang, I never really was just like down on myself. Like I'm literally doing something that probably less than 1%, you know what I'm saying, of people can or are willing to do. So it's just like I look at it from a perspective of like, man, I'm getting in there as a man, like by myself, like fighting on a professional level. So you know what I'm saying, like just the possibility of that happening is always there. So man, I'm not down on myself, because at the end of the day it takes a special type of person to get in there in the first place, and I always remember that.
Like, explain to the people, like, what was the hospital stay like? What was the information they were giving you? What was the concerns that they had at that time?
So for those who, you know what I'm saying, aren't aware, like what ended up happening in the fight. So I came into the fight like I was severely dehydrated, which I didn't know. But the big issue was a blow that I took to the back of the head caused a severe concussion. So that's what kind of caused me to kind of be out on my feet, unable to keep my balance. And then watching the video, and then based off the information that people had told me, I never really took any like big punches like to the face that would cause me to go down or anything like that. It was basically just like after that blow to the head, it kind of threw off my equilibrium. So after the fight, and this is what, you know what I'm saying, the information I've gotten from the people there after the fight, once they got me to the back, they said I was kind of unable to respond to people in a timely manner. And then while the doctor was checking me out, I started throwing up, and then I started passing out. So that's when they made the decision, like, okay, something's wrong, we need to get him checked out. So they actually put me on the stretcher and put me in the ambulance. Once I got in the ambulance, I think I became less responsive. So that's when they decided to rush me to the trauma center in Smyrna. Once I got there, I was still pretty much out of it up until I got in the CAT scan machine. And that's when I kind of really completely came back to. I woke up, I had a neck brace on, but I was throwing up, so I was basically choking on my throw up because I couldn't move my head to one side or the other. So I see a group of nurses and doctors running the room, and they're pulling the neck brace off so I can turn my head to the side. And at that point, that's when I realized like something bad had happened and I was in the hospital. The next couple of days were rough. I've never experienced anything. I had a couple concussions playing football in high school, but never to that extent. The first 3 days, I had severe memory loss. I couldn't tell them the month, couldn't tell them the year. I had a real delayed response. Like it would take me about a minute if they asked me like who somebody was, things of that nature. So, and then I had a hard time spelling words, like simple words. So even when I started attempting to respond to people that had been reaching out to me, I literally had to rely on the text assist when they fill out the words for you when you're texting, because simple words, I really just could not remember how to spell them, and that's what really had me scared. So they did the CAT scan, and then they did the MRI, and everything came back in the good. That was the only time that I contemplated not boxing again. If it had came back and said that I had bleeding on the brain or something of that nature, then as much as I love the sport, as much as I'm a fighter at heart, it would have been over. Just because I got kids to think about, I got a family that loves me, And I refuse to put them through, you know what I'm saying, having to bury me over a sport, no matter how much I love it. But thank God all those things came back negative. There was no bleeding on the brain. I didn't have any swelling on the brain at all either. So basically, what they ended up ruling it as is a severe concussion. Also, man, it threw my equilibrium off real bad. From the fight was Friday night. I wasn't able to walk without assistance until I think Wednesday is when I actually was able to start walking without somebody pretty much holding me up or holding on to the wall. Like, that was a scary feeling. It was just kind of like my legs weren't there. It was kind of like almost like a numbing feeling in my legs, and it was just a lot of thoughts running through my head like, dang, like this is, you know what I'm saying, this is real. Like, I tell people all the time, man, I have so many people that reach out to me saying, oh man, I want to box, and we threw them. The first thing I asked them, you gonna meet me at 4 o'clock in the morning to go run? Just because the majority of people aren't willing to do it, but I ask that question just to kind of let people know those are the things you got to be willing to do this sport. This isn't because this is a sport that can cost you your life, so you can't play boxing. And so man, like, and I really experienced a real, you know what I'm saying, traumatic or dangerous situation. But like I said before, I knew what I was signing up for. I know, you know what I'm saying, that's a part of it. I know what comes with it. I know the risk I'm taking. So I'm just glad that I'm able to recover from that. I'm glad I'm able to start the road to recovery, road to come back. We're 2 weeks back from the fight. I'm still not able to drive yet. I'm not cleared to drive until next Monday. I'm actually not cleared to box again until March 29th. Like, I can't even train right now. So that kind of gives you an idea of how serious of a concussion I had. But in the meantime, man, I'm just looking forward to getting back to work, running as much as I can, being in the top shape possible, so that way when I am cleared, I can get myself in fight shape as soon as possible.
So now we kind of know what you've been through, and we know what's taking you to get to today. What's your plans for what's to come? Like, what's next? You saw what it felt like to fall. So like now is getting up from that. Like, what's your next move? What should we expect from you?
Oh man, I'm coming back. Like, man, I feel bad for the next person that got to get in the ring with me. Like, it's gonna be bad. Like, I feel for him. Just because, like, I guess it just kind of reignited a hunger. And it's just like, I can't wait to show, because I know there's plenty of people that's like, oh yeah, he probably gonna be done after this. He probably gonna quit after this. Like, nah, like, I'm a fighter for real. Like, win, lose, draw, like, I'm a fight.
Oh shit, here we go again. Jealous running up they nose again. Some niggas just ain't chose to win, but I'm one of them niggas that's supposed to win. Test me, nigga, and go toe to toe. Knuckle up, head up, go blow for blow. Wanna go get guns, better quit son, cause I got a big gun, better slow your roll.